Ah, Blockbuster, how we miss you. We live in different times, and that means that physical media is mostly a thing of the past. Going to Blockbuster on weekends was something I loved to do, and as time goes on, I kind of miss it. It really does seem like almost a lifetime ago when where we could go into a Blockbuster and rent a movie on the weekends. We went to the aisles searching for what we wanted to watch, and there was this variety of choices of different kinds of movies that we could enjoy, of different genres. We could go into the horror section, the comedy section, drama, action, thriller, and it was really sort of a really great activity to do on the weekends that didn't really cost much. It was also a great place where you could go out and socialize with friends and just spend almost an hour or two just looking through movies. It was so much fun. You can even talk to the workers there, and you could ask them for recommendations, what they thought that was right for you. And I also used to work for a short time at a rental store. I was giving out recommendations, and I really enjoyed it. Just talking to people about movies and really just giving them recommendations. It was just really a cool place to hang out, which I think here today in 2024, I think I really miss it. I really miss the Blockbuster rental store experience. I think we really lost something. The prices were also relatively low to rent movies. I think they were really cheap. Now, what could be a little expensive is the late fees. And then Blockbuster really kind of went away with the late fees, which was sort of the reason why they went out of business. But I think that renting a movie there was really cheap. It was like $5 or $6 for like a new film, and then for an oldie, it was probably now a $1.50 probably, or $2. I think that it was really a cheap thing to do on a Saturday night. Just go out and rent a movie. One thing also that I'm really missing of the rental store experience is being able to rent games. Buying games can be very expensive nowadays. It can cost up to $90 to $100 buying one game, one new PS5 or Xbox Series game. And I think that being able to rent them at the rental stores, that was really a big plus. It was such a huge way to save money and just try out the game to see if you enjoyed it, and without spending an enormous amount of money on the game. I don't play a lot of games just because they're so expensive now, and I usually pick out 3 to 4 games a year at maximum, because they're just so expensive right now, and I just can't play everything. You sort of have to watch reviews and see the trailers, watch the gameplay, in order to make a decision if whether or not you actually want to purchase the game. While some of them are worth it, like Spider-Man 2, I thought was just incredible. Mario games, they're a lot of fun. They're really special. I feel like video games companies should offer customers the chance to try out the game before buying it. But companies should allow people to rent the game. Probably on the console devices, there should be a way to just download the game for like 2 weeks, and then I think that would be the best way to do it. I think it would be actually a smart thing to do. You could also rent consoles for like an entire weekend. I mean, that's amazing. You could go into the rental store and ask for like an Xbox One or PlayStation 4, and then they rent it out to you, and it was actually not that expensive. I think that there was so much beneficials to just having rental stores around. I really do. Don't get me wrong, streaming is great. Sometimes it's a nice convenience to just stay at home and search through the streaming services for what to watch next. But I really do think that the rental stores were just a much funner way to spend the evening than just watching through the same old streaming sites on your television on the internet. Just taking 1 hour or 2 hours of your time just to pick the right movie to watch. And a lot of times now, the movies on streaming, especially like Netflix or Amazon Prime, they're not that great. They're not as really inventive or as special as, say, the theatrical experience. You could not get the new releases in time. Like, you had to really go in a hurry, like on Fridays, if you really wanted a new movie that came out. And especially back in VHS and the DVD times, Blu-rays, the new releases were like events. You really wanted the new movie that came out to watch it at home. Now it just feels like another movie that just releases because it's just been released in the theaters, and it goes directly on to streaming at home, almost like a month later, or not even sometimes. Sometimes it's like 2 weeks later. The specialty of movies, I think, have diminished over the years, but also that's because there's too much content out there right now. There's too much stuff to watch. There's too much stuff to just absorb. I can't tell you how many times I've rented the same movies over the years, like the Star Wars films, E.T., Jurassic Park, any movie by Jackie Chan. I was like a huge fan of Jackie Chan, and I still am. Missed Out Fire, Hook, Billy Madison, Dumb and Dumber, all the Batman movies, even Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, and some animated movies like The Lion King, Mulan. All of these movies, we rented them over. I actually rented them over and over when I was a kid because I loved them so much. And it was so cheap to just rent a movie on the weekend and then return it afterwards. I think, yeah, we've lost something so special. It's just a far less memorable thing to watch it at home nowadays. It really does take away some of the specialty of it, especially when movies take so little time to from theaters to streaming. I think that does hurt a bit the movie experience, in my opinion, the movie's longevity, if you will. Being a member of a rental store actually felt like an elite club that you were a part of, because you had to give your phone number. You had to pay. I think there was a monthly pay, or I think it was a yearly pay actually for some of them, a yearly pay. And then you can rent as many movies as you wanted, and it's almost like the library, but the books are free, and here in the movies you had to pay. But I think the prices were so cheap, it didn't really matter. Like I said, planning a trip to or several trips to the movie rental store kind of made my entire weekends. I had so much fun just walking through the aisles and just picking up and looking at the artwork of the film, and looking at the back at the resume, at the story of the movie, and just picking as much as I could. I really miss those days. I think that Blockbuster and the rental stores were really important. They were really part of our culture, of our pop culture, and now it's something that's part of the past. It's no longer around. And I hope maybe that they come back eventually. I don't know if that's possible. Maybe I think maybe there's some market for there if people sort of want them to come back and they support rental stores. Maybe that they're gonna come back and games are gonna be rentable again. I really hope so because I think it's something that that's been missing in our lives. Rental stores are stores that I'm missing a lot. Let me know what you think about the rental stores and if you do miss them and like your best childhood memory inside a rental store. Um, See you next time. Please subscribe. Peace.